Hello and welcome to the project. Today I'm joined by Mark El-Sabah to discuss with us his devastating experience with alcohol addiction, and we'll also focus on how you can prevent your uncontrolled drinking habits and how you can also regulate these habits. We'll also delve into some legislative pieces on alcohol consumption, and I'm also joined by Mark Cameron and Mark, his magnate, for more.
And also, as the topic goes on and as the discussion goes on, more topics may be disclosed, such as the effects of alcohol on the individual and on the community and more.
Now more about our guest. This is Mark. He's an experienced alcohol abuser, and he's also he's a successful alcohol quitter. And basically, he's going to give some insight about what happens when you get addicted to alcohol, what alcohol can do to your body, and actually how he could regulate and break out of his habit.
Before we delve into your experiences and stories with alcohol, I really think we should take a look at what alcohol is. So I was wondering, Mark, if you had anything to say about it yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Bernard. So, down to the physical nature of alcohol. I think that alcohol is a substance that slows down the central nervous system, reactions, and generally the processing of information to the brain. I also believe alcohol just isn't a drink anymore, but has become a safe haven or a plan B for people just like I did.
Yeah, Mark, I definitely agree. I know that drinks such as alcohol, wine, and spirits have been known to cause most car accidents. In fact, out of every 100 car accidents, 33 of them have been from drunk driving.
Yeah, and drink driving is quite a problem on Australian roads, but it has been helped by random breath testing, or RBT, which has helped have a steady decrease of accidents on Australian roads by about 86% over the last 30 years.
So about 30% over every 3
That's right,
years.
it's a steady decrease, and it's great to see.
Also, I heard you two said that alcohol was a depressant, which is a drug that slows down bodily functions.
Yes, and cannabis, it's also worth noting that cannabis is a common form of depressant. So it carries over a lot of the characteristics of alcohol because it's under that drug classification.
So if I had to ask, what are some of the difficulties about being an alcohol addict?
So when being an addict, there are many different, there's a variety of different difficulties that people experience. It really sort of depends on the person. So it could happen from mood swings, having a short fuse, some people falling into depression, or people just simply using it as they fall back on alcohol whenever a problem comes to them in life.
So how did you as an individual get alcohol to suppress these problems?
So for me, I didn't really tend to have many an anger sort of outlash, but it sort of came to me as if I was dealing with a problem with life and I couldn't really cope with it. It'd become my plan B. That's it. I'd just go and use alcohol to sort of suppress my feelings, like you said.
So did it turn out to be that you'd always use alcohol? Like you just continue to use alcohol?
Yeah. As it went on, it got worse. So I was using every little excuse, every little bump that came in life, to just go and drink alcohol.
So why couldn't you just stop drinking the alcohol so excessively if you knew it was so addicting?
Well, we know that alcohol increases the production rate of dopamine, and dopamine is known to cause increasing levels of happiness, of comfort, of just that neutral level. And so when alcohol users need to use it in times of problems and low times in their life, they want this source of dopamine. They want this happiness. This is why they always come to it, and they need this happiness. But when they keep using it, the body actually starts to desensitize itself. It starts to tolerate the dopamine, and it requires more and more of it in order to get to that feeling of, I need this level of dopamine constantly. And then I think that's why Mark always had to use it.
Yeah. So similar to what you said, it just becomes something that you need more and more of. In fact, 1.4 million people have alcohol every single day, as of 4 years ago. So that's just also shows in relation to your point how once that dopamine level drops, people need to go back up there to feel like a normal level of comfort.
We now go over to Marcus Magnate and Mark Harmon for more on this issue.
So me and Marcus are going to go interview a couple of people just to ask their opinions on the lockout law and its effectiveness in stopping alcohol-related violence. Hello Ashish, I'm Mark and I'd like to ask you, what are your thoughts on the lockout law and how effective it will be?
They will be effective as far as I know, and but not completely effective. But that definitely puts some stop on people who can go and bar it after 1:30 or something. Yeah, but I think what they also have to do is limit the um, you know limit the bars. Actually, there are too many bars. If you go to areas in city, like, there are too many bars. So I think that's what you have to do. So you have to regularize that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you Ashish. Thanks for your time.
That's right.
And yeah.
Best of luck with your project.
Thank you. Another government initiative is the National Binge Drinking Strategy in Australia. It aims to prevent and reduce the amount of binge drinking that happens. This strategy was established in 2008 and it was supported by a staggering $53 million of funding. One way that it has helped binge drinking is it created a community sponsorship fund. And what it does is this helps sponsor community-based sporting organizations and helps them promote a alcohol-free organization. This has also created other community level organizations that help support non-government organizations by providing funding. And these organizations may be police, locals, or other groups, and they can also help through the funding to prevent binge drinking.